Happy New Year. A great day, a beautiful day to be out there on the grass with the guys. Really cherish these times, these moments like this, especially late in the season. And you got to fight for every game after this, So just asking the guys to take a little gratitude, take the moments, take it all in, and we have this great opportunity in front of us. So really excited about it.
With inside linebacker having those injuries, what's the plan next to Rosebud?
Yeah, so Claude's going to be out. So, we're Chris Barnes. We've been working him back in. Looked better and better each day. So hopefully we'll get him out there. Chris has played some good snaps for us. And then we got a couple of other guys. Bam has played some for us too. And, look for an opportunity, if we need another person. Jacoby Windman's been in the building. So we'll rely on him to help us out in some ways too.
With Chris, he was obviously on the injury report to start the week. Was that the reason why you guys went with Bam first to replace Claude?
Yes. Yeah, so he was kind of dealing with it, throughout, and then he was able to kind of bounce back a little bit stronger each day, which was fantastic for us, just as we were thinking about, who we were going to put out there.
Look at Chris's career. As a rookie, he played in an NFC Conference Championship game with the Packers, and he's been a journeyman since, and now he found a spot in this roster. How valuable is all of that experience leading up into the really important Week 18 game?
Extremely valuable. Just with the week of preparation, and what do? You don't do anything different. You go about it the same way, and you attack the work. And Chris has been a stud for us. We've asked him to play special teams roles, pop in there and play linebacker for us. He's a guy that can handle a lot and has really good experience, within our scheme. So really fortunate that he's here.
Dave, where are you with the two IR guys, Rob and David?
Yeah, David had a fantastic week. At this point, it's just about figuring out, roster-wise, when that makes sense, for us. And with Rob was able to do a little bit more, but we got to see how his body responds tomorrow. And that's why, it's questionable right now for Rob is we were able to kind of ramp up his work, but it's like the recovery of what does this thing feel like the next day? Where are we at in terms of full football readiness?
Sounds like you're more bullish on David's chances.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A lot's been made of the division and how, it could be a 9-8 winner, it could be an 8-9 winner, what have you. We talked the other day about 2010 and the chance of just getting in. How do you look at the division as a whole, given that you've been in it for 2 years? It's kind of been owned by the Buccaneers for the last 4. What's like your overall outlook on the way the division shapes out?
I just see really good football being played across the board, and certainly those matchups that we've had with our different opponents, it's prepared us really well as we played teams from other divisions and outside of conference even, but it's the style of play that's really starting to emerge out of this division, a style of toughness, and physicality on the defensive side and, getting the run game going. And it seems like, the more that we find our identities, separately on the different teams, there's this there's just this style of play that I'm noticing, and it leads up to some amazing matchups, for sure with us and the Bucs, and then of course with the Falcons and Saints, who are playing really good football right now. So I'm proud to be a part of this division. I'm proud to be a part of where we're headed collectively, and I know that for us, our focus obviously has to be on playing our best football to find that opportunity. But it is shaping out to be a really interesting, just kind of a bloodbath of a division. So
we don't ask you about punters a lot, which it happens. Sam's had a really strong year, and it doesn't feel like that's been a focus, obviously, because when you're winning, you're punting less probably. Right. In your estimation, what has he brought to the table this year, just overall?
Oh, just a confidence. He's got a lot of swagger that he plays with, and love his celebrations. He knows when he hit a good one, and the group does too. Tracy's done a great job of pointing those things out, and looking for guys who are celebrating. Did you guys realize how good of a kick that was? They're running down, covering like crazy, and doing their part. But it's been really cool to see that whole group appreciate what good special teams play looks like. And, I can't talk about that without talking about JJ, and what he's meant from a leadership standpoint and his experiences and the breadth of knowledge he has just about the game in general, not just special teams. And it enriches the whole group.
It seemed like the locker room was really calm and almost confident yesterday. How inspiring is that for you going into this game?
It's really important that we feel confident about our football right now, and we've played a lot of ball, and we've become a version of Panthers football that I'm really proud of, and the goal is for all phases to play on all cylinders, and that's what we're out for. We're out for that complete game. Does it mean it's going to be perfect? No, but you can tell when each group is really just playing fast, playing with confidence, and that's the goal. That's the goal. Is we got this opportunity to do that right now, and my general feel for the group is there's a real focus. There's an excitement and for where we are. There's an excitement for this opportunity, and then there's also this focus for what's in front of us in this moment. And the greatest thing we can do is treat it like every other game. It's a championship opportunity. Let's go right back to that approach. We don't need to do anything special. We just got to make our plays when they come to us.
What aspect of that first meeting do you think is most crucial for you to carry over tomorrow or Saturday?
Just the being opportunistic, when we have our shots down the field on offense, and then, defensively speaking, understanding the skill group that they have. They got a lot of talent out there, and just making sure that we keep building on, where people are at in formation, what they like to do in different situations, and because we will have some wrinkles, they will have some wrinkles, but generally you want to play your best foot. You're going to put your best foot forward, and you're going to run the things that you count on, things that you can execute, and so we got to make sure we take care of those first, and then just be ready for anything else that comes.
Do a couple more.
Dave, I know you guys have probably been told a lot how long it's been since this team's had a playoff push to cheer for, and just the crowds we've seen at Bank of America the last couple of weeks have been getting louder and more excited. I know you guys don't want to make this game bigger than what it is, but you get a sense that the players are feeding off of that energy and they understand what this fan base, how just excited the fan base is for this moment.
Absolutely, and I didn't get to talk about it enough after last week's game, after the Hawks game, and just the environment and the experience was amazing, and they showed up for us, and it meant a lot. It meant a lot to the group. The players feed off of that, and I always try to tell the team it comes from us first. That momentum, that energy comes from us making our plays, and then we can feed off the rest of the energy that comes with it, and I expect there'll be some Panthers fans in Tampa this weekend too, so we're excited about that.
Turk indicated that he thought he was ready to play. Do you share that optimism, or is there some, obviously there's some question, but where is he?
Yeah, we still got to evaluate him tomorrow, and just kind of make sure that he's fully ready to do his job. And, he was able to make strides each day, and he was able to do things. And we just want to make sure that Turk is in the right spot so he can play his best football, doesn't have to think about anything, and that's the decision that we're going to have to make.
Circling back to Rob, is the fact that you guys aren't in pads right now complicating, measuring where he is in that process?
We were able to simulate some things from a physical standpoint. Not being in pads certainly does present its challenges. If we were just practicing, in the normal scheme of the season and being able to hit each other and all that, you can gather a little bit more information. But, the nature of the injury, he just needs that physical change of direction and getting his hands fit the right way. So we were able to evaluate some of that.
Baker Mayfield showed up on the injury report. I know he was a full participant yesterday with right shoulder soreness. How does that change the game plan? Does it change your game plan at all?
It does not. My short time with Baker, this is a tough guy. This is a competitor. He's a great teammate. He's going to be out there with his team, and he's going to give everything he has. We got to expect that. We got to be ready for that version of Baker. And and I respect him for it, and I've seen him battle through things and find his way to game day and give everything he has. So I'm expecting nothing less than his best.
Do you have one?
Yeah. Have you let yourself stop and think about yet just like where this team has come in 2 years, or can you not go there yet?
I appreciate it. No, I go there every day, and that's something that I'm really proud of with Dan and I and Brent, Mr. Tepper, and the conversations that we have, over the last 2 years of where we are and where we're headed. What is the next step, and having that everyday focus, attacking every day. What does a win look like today? And it's been 2 years of just trying to find wins by either improving things, by adjusting things, evaluating our processes and all those things. And I think about it every day. And I have so much gratitude for the hard work of the whole group, of this whole organization, and what we're doing to put ourselves in this position now. And I know that I can't name everybody, but I have such an appreciation for everyone who's contributed to this.